I have made only 2 videos of myself playing Starfield on this channel. Well, 3 if you include my smuggling and selling contraband tutorial. And then there's the 11 plus past streams that you can find on my VODs channel. But that's besides the point that I'm trying to make here. This video is completely different from the videos that I would normally upload. Now, I know I don't exactly have a very consistent upload schedule, but this video has been sitting in my video idea notes for a little while now, and has been in the works for about a week or so. Well, more or less. So after about 30 plus hours into the game, I feel like I'm prepared to give my honest opinion on how I feel about Starfield. Now with that being said, let's just jump right in onto my little mini rant of Starfield. Okay, now as for the flaws, where do I begin? Let's just start from the first few hours. Within the first couple of hours, I kind of focused on the gunplay, in which I thought was really great. At the time, my only complaint was about how janky the ship combat can be, but there was a gap in which I wasn't playing Starfield. The reason why I forced myself to get back into playing this game was that I kind of had this mindset where I was like, well, I paid over $100 for this game, might as well actually get something out of it and play it. That was $100 Australian that I am not getting back. So after my 11th stream on Starfield, twitch.tv/BigObaBoo, so you can catch me while I'm live, I just couldn't play it anymore. Over time, I finally found more and more flaws that this game has as I kept playing. I once accepted a quest on one of the mission boards, which was doing a planet survey. The main reason why I accepted this mission was that it would pay me 14,000 credits after I finished. Second reason was that I thought I would be helping to bodyguard a group of scientists or something. I was role-playing as a bounty hunter at the time. If I had known that I would be the one doing the survey, I would never have accepted the mission. But no, I spent well over 2 hours trying to find the last planetary trait. I did a lot of Googling, walked to so many places around the map, which I will also talk about in a bit, and it took so much longer than needed. The whole server was basically a walking simulator. Yes! Oh my god. Fuck this planet. I'm done here. I hate this. Never again. I'm getting the hell out of here. This, took so long. Never again. IC survey? Nope, fuck that. I don't care about it. I'm ignoring it. God, that took, way too long. As I was trying to 100% the whole planet, you would think that I would get involved in a lot of action throughout the time I spent trying to finish off the survey. Well, that is not the case. I did find a cave or two, and saw a dead person outside. I went inside because I thought I could find out what killed them, maybe find a couple of space pirates or something, but no. All I got from jetpacking all over the cave was a slightly rarer helmet. That's all there was. No space pirates, no hostile creatures, nothing. I did run into a group or two of bounty hunters that wanted to kill me, but killing them proved to be more annoying as they just kept running to the bushes, which just made it more annoying to kill them. But enough about that. Let's also talk about the game's map, like I said I would talk about earlier. Or lack thereof anyways. The map in Starfield, I'm not gonna lie, it kinda sucks. I don't know who designed it like this. They had, 25 years of development, and this was the final product? Actually, I looked it up to be sure. Apparently it was 7 or 8 years in development. Even so, they still had that kind of time to, I don't know, maybe look at the world maps in their other games and compare them to the one that they designed in Starfield. Let me tell you right now that it was the complete opposite of helpful during my planet survey. I already went on a whole tangent for the planet survey, so I think I'll just stop talking about that. So I can give them props for trying to have more areas to explore. There are over 1,000 planets to discover and explore. But based on what I've heard from watching Angry Joe's video on the game, his review, each and every planet has about, say, 10% worth of content. About this much. Which would explain my planet survey. I know that I said I would stop talking about that, but I'm only bringing it up as reference. If I did more surveys, I would just feel miserable each and every time, with little to no action and hardly any places of interest. Also, let me just mention this as a quick little side note. For all my streams, for whatever reason, most of the times as I'm streaming, the frame rate looks so bad on my streams but on my end, it's running smoothly. I don't know why that is the case, and I probably never will. That that's pretty much it for the side note. So, yeah. I also saw on YouTube that you have the option to marry a companion. But the problem for me is that I didn't find anyone that I shared an emotional connection to. For example, with Sarah, in addition that she doesn't have anything that stands out, she's basically my boss. Personally, I wouldn't be one to date, like let alone marry my boss, but that's probably just me. Speaking of companions, I currently haven't found many companions so far, and I haven't found anyone that I thought was interesting or to be considered my favorite. The closest for me would be Barrett with his witty lines and his wild card of the galaxy kind of vibe. But even so, he doesn't really have much of a personality. At least that's what it feels like. I will admit that sometimes he'll have some food ready for you when you talk to him, which is kind of useful. In the near beginning of the video, I did say something about the ship combat. It still kind of stands. But when I was playing Starfield for the very first time, I thought I would have to discover the planets first before I could land inside them. Typical Bethesda game logic. I think I spent a good 10 minutes boosting my way over before I could find out that I can just fast travel there instead. Speaking of fast traveling, there's a lot of that for when you're doing quests. Like, for example, you're asked to go to a ship, then talk to the ship's captain there, travel back to the guy, travel back to the ship, then talk to the captain again, then talk to the guy again to finish off the quest. I'm just going to talk more about the quest in this section. I once completed a series of quests on Mars for this guy that needs help getting approval for specific mining equipment. First quest was a little bit frustrating. I had to wait until all the ladies in the office left so I could actually hack the terminal so I could be the only applicant. I mean, I could have had the option to make something up to make the lady leave instead of just using the wait function. Like maybe tell her, you are needed in this place. But no, they were just working overtime. Second quest was not so much frustrating as there was some action to be had. I was asked to talk to the governor about some package that he had confiscated, and he would give it back on the condition that I go to this ship that got stolen by space pirates and destroy it. My original plan at the time was to go inside so I could take the contraband and then destroy the ship. But I was disappointed to find that there was no contraband on the ship, at least none that I could find. I did, however, find some interesting notes regarding the governor and having an affair or something. I don't know. I kind of tune out of like most story-related stuff if it is written in a specific way. Third and final quest is what really pisses me off, with a great passion. Good news is that the equipment finally arrived, but bad news is that one of the workers took initiative to bring it over himself, which apparently is something that he normally wouldn't do. First thing, I was asked to go outside and speak to the ship technician and ask him to see if he's seen this guy. And apparently he said the guy parked his ship farther outside the city. Then I had to go back inside to talk to the foreman guy, then talk to the guy that took the equipment. Things just would have been faster and less tedious if I could have just investigated the ship myself. But that's not even the worst part of this quest. The most frustrating part was the next part of the quest where I had to confront the guy that took the equipment. After a little bit of talking about how dumb this guy's plan was, his plan was to steal the equipment in an attempt to screw the company over in hopes of getting the company fired. Like, which that was kind of stupid. He agreed to take me on the equipment. Sorry. He agreed to take me to the equipment on the condition that I wouldn't turn him in. I saw it coming from a mile away. No, from halfway across the globe that he would try to kill me as soon as we got there. The most frustrating part was the walking. His ship was so far away, and he was walking so slow. Now that was a literal walking simulator. It's like that thing when you're following an NPC, where if you walk, you lag behind, but if you run normally, you're too far ahead. The guy could have just run to the ship, and I still would have kept up just fine. As he was talking in some points, it was very obvious that he was intended to kill me when we were on our way over. God, you are like the actual worst.
You better not be lying about what you said back at the bar.
Oh, do I have to actually shoot myself? Wait, what? No, shoot you? What am I even saying?
I had to park my ship off a ways so they wouldn't find it right away. I'm sure you get it.
No, I do not. You're just creating inconvenience for me.
Didn't think I'd be going all the way back so soon.
Just fucking
You
run.
don't have to walk all the way back. I mean, maybe we'll take the ship back to port.
You're going to fucking kill me.
Unloaded, save ourselves the hassle of.
When we finally got to this ship, the first thing I did was ask him why he wanted to kill me. He gave his reasons, called me stupid like he is in any position to talk, and then immediately afterwards, I went for the attack option and killed him with one shot with one of my guns. That was easy as piss.
Alright, that's enough. Now face me, so I don't have to shoot you in the back.
Okay. Shoot me? Why?
You didn't think I'd just reveal my plan and then let you walk away while knowing everything, did you? Damn, you're dumber than I thought.
You want to talk.
Shit. You knew.
This isn't gonna be. Sorry, Hank, but no Hanks. Is Will, right?
But, hang on. Let me just... Like, it's really hard to teabag in space. Yeah, let me just... My only regret was not killing him with a pistol instead of my rifle. It probably wouldn't have made any difference since it would have killed him pretty quickly either way. But you know, I just thought that would feel nice. Just having to think about that really makes me have second thoughts about buying Starfield in the first place. I probably would have made an attempt to hash things out with him in a civil manner if it wasn't for him making me walk all that way knowing damn well that he'd try to kill me. I've also seen a lot of people complain about the loading screens of this game, but for the record, it's not like this one game, Anthem, with loading screens out the wazoo, like even for exiting your inventory. But this video is about Starfield, not some other game I never played, so just back to that. I can agree that there is a hell of a lot fast traveling involved, like if you want to go somewhere or for a quest, which would equal a hell of a lot of loading screens. I think I talked enough about the main issues with the game that I had personally. I didn't even get a chance to talk about the main story, but that's mostly because I never actually finished it. And I don't think I will, at least not anytime soon. So let me just give my conclusion really quick. I will admit that Bethesda outdid themselves with the graphics, and I did have fun in some aspects of the game, like getting involved in combat against space pirates, shooting at enemy ships, engines so I can steal their contraband and sell it for later. But at the end of the day, it's basically Oblivion or Skyrim with a pretty face. Except Oblivion or Skyrim became so narcissistic and self-absorbed in their own beauty that it lost its original charm that made it fun to be around. And I can also appreciate what they try to do with this game. If they actually put more content on each of the planets, I don't care if it was copy-pasted or whatever, it could have been like Subnautica but in space, but it just isn't. I will also admit that it's not as much of a buggy mess as Fallout 76 on launch. Sure, it may not be as infested with bugs as your typical Bethesda game, but even so, it's basically just a walking simulator, has no characters or quests that stand out to me, and it's just so boring and lacking in any good content. Okay, now I'm actually done with my thoughts and opinions on Starfield. I didn't play a whole lot, but there were apparently more issues with this game as we progressed with the main story. A couple of the issues that I talked about also came from Angry Joe's review on the game. So if you want to see the issues that he had, or even more issues that the game has the more you progressed, go check out his video. It's even longer than my video, but he goes into more depth of the issues that I talked about, maybe even more issues. Maybe even better than I covered personally. Other than that, thanks so much for watching this video. Be sure to give this video a like if you liked it. Don't subscribe. If you're subscribing for more game rants, you're not gonna find it on this channel. But like if you want to subscribe for like just general gaming content, you can go ahead and subscribe if you really want to. Not forcing you to do anything. But other than that, I also hope you guys enjoy the rest of your morning, day, evening, night, or whenever else. And I will catch you in the next video.